So when you open the first chapter of Genesis, what are you really reading? It's so easy to mistake it for some kind of ancient science textbook, but that's really not the point. What we're actually stepping into is this masterfully structured, deeply philosophical answer to one of the biggest questions we can ever ask. This isn't just a list of things that were made, it's a profound statement about how, and more importantly, why they were made.
And really, it all boils down to this one question. This cry from the book of Job, where is God my maker? At its very heart, the entire creation story in Genesis is the answer to that fundamental human search for our origins. To understand our world, the story suggests we first have to answer this: where did it all come from?
Now, you have to think about the world this story was born into. It's fascinating. On one hand, you had these widespread pagan ideas that the world was just eternal, that it always existed. Or maybe it was just a chaotic accident, a random jumble of atoms. But Genesis comes onto the scene with this radically different idea. It argues not for chaos, but for a deliberate, designed creation by a single, powerful being. It's a bold statement of order in a world that often saw only randomness.
So, how does the story build this case for order? Well, it unfolds with this beautiful, almost poetic structure. The first 3 days, they're not about filling the world with stuff. They're about creating the fundamental spaces, the realms themselves. You could think of it as the architectural phase of creation.
And it all kicks off with the power of the spoken word. The very first creative act is a command. There's no struggle, no epic cosmic battle like in other creation myths, just a simple, powerful declaration that speaks reality into existence.
Right from the get-go, a clear pattern gets established. First, an act of creation, then an act of separation and organization. Light is made, and then it's immediately divided from the darkness. And then, and this is so important, these new realms are given names. Naming, in this ancient context, is an act of defining purpose. It's about bringing order to the whole system. And then we get this phrase again and again. It's a refrain. This rhythmic, poetic line closes out each day's work, and it gives the whole narrative this steady, lyrical cadence. It's like a drumbeat of order, marking the steady progress of creation. Day 2 keeps this theme of separation going. A firmament, an expanse, what we call the sky, is created to divide the waters above from the waters below. So again, a realm is formed through an act of organization, and then it's given a name: heaven. Day 3 is really interesting because it has this dual movement. First, there's another act of separation. The waters are gathered together so that dry land can appear. But then, for the very first time, something is commanded to emerge from the creation itself. The earth is told to bring forth life. So by the time Day 3 wraps up, the foundational realms are all complete. We've got the seas, we've got the earth, and it's already covered in this self-sustaining plant life. And for the first time, we also get this little author's note, this assessment. God saw that it was good. The design is coming together perfectly. Okay, so now we're heading into the second half of the week. If the first 3 days were all about building the house, the next 3 days are about filling it with inhabitants. And this is where the literary genius of the text it really shines. Look at this incredible symmetry. It's just beautiful. Day 4 directly corresponds to Day 1. The realms of light and dark are now filled with rulers: the sun, moon, and stars. Then, Day 5 fills the realms of Day 2. The sky is filled with birds, and the seas are filled with fish. And, you guessed it, Day 6 populates the realm of Day 3, with land animals and humans filling the dry land. It's a perfect interlocking structure. It just screams that this is not a random sequence of events, but a deliberate, thoughtful design. And the things created on Day 4, they aren't just pretty decorations in the sky. Nope, they're given a specific job to do. Their purpose is to rule, to divide day from night, and to serve as signs for seasons and for days and for years. They're basically functionaries within this new cosmic order. Then on Day 5, can you imagine? The sky and the seas, which were just these empty spaces a few days before, are suddenly teeming with life. And all this new life, it receives the very first blessing in the entire narrative: to be fruitful and multiply, to go out and fill the very realms that were just prepared for them. And that brings us to Day 6, the absolute climax of the entire creation week. After the land animals are made, the story kind of pauses. The tone shifts. It's building up to the final and most significant creative act of all. Did you catch that? The language totally changes here, and it signals that something uniquely important is happening. It's the only time the text uses the phrase "let us." And while everything else was made after its kind, humanity and humanity alone is made in the image of the Creator. That sets them completely apart from everything that came before. So what does it even mean to be made in that image? Well, the text immediately defines it as having dominion. Now, this word is so often misunderstood. This isn't about tyrannical control. The text frames it as a given role of stewardship. Humanity is designated as the caretaker, the manager within this ordered creation, responsible for all other living things. So within this incredibly structured account, humanity is positioned as the final piece of the puzzle, the apex of the entire design, uniquely tasked with representing the Creator within the creation. With that final piece now in place, the Creator steps back. It's time to assess not just the individual parts, but the finished product as a whole. And this is the grand finale. This is the ultimate seal of approval. Before, individual parts of the creation were declared good. But now, with the complete interlocking system, with the realms and their inhabitants all working together, the verdict is elevated. The entire design is very good. It's complete, it's perfect, it functions exactly as it was intended to. So in just 6 poetically structured days, the narrative takes us on this incredible journey, from a state that's described as without form and void, all the way to a fully functional, populated, and perfectly ordered cosmos. The journey from chaos to order is officially complete. So you see, in the end, this account is way less concerned with the scientific mechanics of creation and far more interested in its meaning. It presents a world that isn't some cosmic accident, but a place of profound order, of inherent purpose, and of intrinsic goodness. And the question it really leaves us with is, what does it mean for us to see our world and to see our own place in it through that very same lens today?